Hello, great people. Welcome back to Global Happenings today. Amoyere Sowore has given Malame Tinubu and his cronies what I will call Gbas Gbos, and this is traceable to the fact that his case, which was supposed to be handled today in Abuja, was shifted because the judge who was supposed to handle it was shifted to Kainji in Nigeria to handle the case of Boko Haram. But then he took out time to talk about the excesses of this government, which cannot be denied. And I must say that, unfortunately, with what we have seen thus far, it seems as if Buhari was far better, though we've not gone very far in government. But with some of the things that we've seen and some of the things that he has made mention of, I think that what he had promised to give to this government come February 14, 2024 is good enough for the government, so that they should understand that Nigeria is not actually in the pocket of some people, but it is actually the possession of Nigerians, and they ought to enjoy, being Nigerians. Let's listen to him, and we'll be back to talk more on some of the things he has been mentioned.
Good morning, everyone. This is from the Federal High Court in Abuja. Most of you must have been waiting to know what transpired in court today. But during our last hearing in this court, we had a heated argument with federal prosecutors from the Attorney General's office across the street from here. Over their preparedness, the judge also noted this, that they are not serious and unwilling to do any serious case, which we have always established. Today, we came to court, and lo and behold, the federal government has run away again. They have run away as usual. They plotted and took the judge to go to Kanji in Niger State to go and try Boko Haram suspects without notifying us. So we decided to come to court this morning, only to find the judge on his way to Kanji to get this case, this Boko Haram case on, even though they are giving us today. And the judge had promised that he would throw out the case today. Apparently, they couldn't file anything. They have no case, but they want to keep delaying justice so that justice will not be done. So we got a new date. Surprisingly and shockingly, they gave us the date in February 2024. That's like more than 60 days, under 2 months adjournment from now. And that February, it's going to be 14th of February, Valentine's Day. We are going to show them revolutionary love on that day. And that's what we have to report back to those of you who have been waiting to hear from today. Don't despair. The Revolution Now program and struggle is on course, and we will ensure that this country is liberated during our lifetime. I'll put everything we need to do into it. As we have always told you, there's no difference between the Buhari regime and the Tinubu regime. They are cut from the same clothes, they are the same character. They are all both sick, incompetent, and corrupt. As we are speaking, they are in Dubai wasting Nigeria's money. They were accused of taking over 1,400 people to Dubai for a jamboree, including the Inspector General of Police leaving Nigeria to go attend COP 92, something that has nothing to do with policing. In an attempt to justify the recklessness, they said, oh, we only funded 422 people. What is Nigeria doing with 422 people in Dubai? An average person spending at least $10,000, both for transportation and hotel. Now, when they come back, they will still collect extra code. That's the kind of country that you are in. At the time that people are suffering, people are incapable of celebrating both Christmas and New Year's this year, I think it's going to be suspended because nobody can afford to travel home. Nobody can afford to feed. Students can afford to pay their school fees. And yet, you have this useless government, and I say it emphatically, the government is useless, embarking on a jamboree to Dubai, in a place where they don't even have a timetable for them to speak. And majority of the people that went don't even know where the COP 28 halls are located. They are all moving all around in Dubai, taking selfies, Snapchatting and Instagramming, and doing all kinds of nonsense. So we hope you can see this, especially for those who we've always told that what will solve Nigeria's problem is a revolution. Revolution now.
Well, Sowore is the kind of person that Nigeria really needs right now. People who will not close their eyes to some of the excesses that the government is putting up to Nigerians. Before I discuss anything on this issue, let me also allow you to watch a video where he was invited to speak in a particular conference that had borders around human rights, and hear what he said about the person of Mazina Bikano, who was extraordinarily abducted from a far distant country to Nigeria, his position and why he wants the human rights organization to rise up and go for his release. Let's watch the video together.
Security agencies, torture, inhuman and degrading treatment, and the rise of non-state actors in the violation of human rights, of which even Amnesty International was a victim, where people were assembled in front of their office and threatened to burn down Amnesty International office. That particular era was promoted by the government. I can tell you that categorically. Not even in Palestine today do you see an attack on Amnesty International office, even though they might have things to say against Israel. But I want to also use this opportunity to focus on something very controversial, because, especially within Nigeria, is the rise of persecution on the basis of religion in Nigeria, which is now very common across Nigeria. I don't want to say northern Nigeria, because recently there was a fellow who was arrested in Ibadan and taken to Kwara State. His name is Taniolong, because he expressed opinions that were not popular with the religious chieftains there. And he spent over 180 days in detention. He was just recently released. They were filing one case or the other against him using kangaroo courts, what they call upper area courts, to prosecute federal crimes. And this, they call this cyber bullying. Some of them said it's defamation, cyber crime, all kinds of things. Today, one of the trending issues is a woman known as Rhoda Jato, who also is now in Bauchi prison, being prosecuted, I would say persecuted, for sharing a video condemning the killing of Deborah Samuel. It is unconscionable that the people who murdered Deborah Samuel are walking free, and a woman who merely shared a video of people condemning her unjust murder is in prison, a murder. This is very important, because we are seeing that. And I want to say it, that is not a religious matter. I am not a religious person. I'm a non-religious man of God. I have no religion. Yes, but I do what is right by my conscience, and I think that is godly. But you see, there's a whole lot of political agenda also behind using religion to persecute people. Because I don't think God is so weak that you need to fight for God in Nigeria. God can fight his own battles. He's been around fighting all the battles since he created man, and I'm sure he can do it. But it is a human rights issue that must not be ignored, and Amnesty must also take a position on this. The last one is the continued detention of Nnamdi Kanu. I think Amnesty should also take a major position on it, because there's a particular international criminality involved, which is extraordinary rendition of person. He was abducted in Kenya, put on a plane, to be in Nigeria without legal representation, and it's unacceptable. And I say this because we are here fighting for Palestinians. There are some of us that are still fighting for Öcalan in Turkey. It's also a self-determination person. Why can't we be very clear about the injustice done to Nnamdi Kanu? Is it because he's touching on a topic that all of us are uncomfortable with, which is the unity of Nigeria? But I think when it comes to amnesty, there should not be boundaries over fundamental rights. And that's where I will stop today, and I continue to wish you well in the course of setting an agenda for a government that is deaf. Sorry to say.